everyone, we are gathered here today to talk about a quarantine impulse purchase that I made that just arrived to me. I was perusing online, I wasn't actually intending on buying anything, and then I went on the Looxi website and I saw that they were having a sale and all of their eyeshadows were $3, and I must have been feeling particularly stressed because I was just like, fuck it, let's just buy them. Let's buy the eyeshadows. I bought the order and it's arrived here to me now. And these are all of the eyeshadows that I bought. And because I'm really annoying, I'm going to try to do live swatches of them again. It didn't really work in my last video, but we're gonna persevere. We're gonna try again. And hopefully I don't fail, because that would really be disappointing and ruin this whole video. Anyway, so I actually haven't used these at all. I swatched 2 of them and that's all. These are all the shades that I bought. They're so beautiful. I bought a lot of matte oranges and warm tone shades, and then, you know, just a wide variety of shimmers. And let's just get into it. Let's get swatching. We're casual today. I'm still wearing my pajama shirt because I could not be bothered to change shirts. So here we are. Okay, so I don't have these in any particular order at all. I just kind of plop them in and we're gonna talk about them as we go. Okay, I zoomed you in a little bit so hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. Yeah. So this is the shade Misfit, and this looks like, oh wow, that's so smooth. This looks to be like a greeny, bluey, tealy red shade. Yeah. So this is a pretty like common colorway in terms of like duochrome shades, but it's basically just like a deep, rich red shade with a bluey, greeny, tealy shift. Even though it's a pretty common color, it's so beautiful. It's really, really nice. You can see the shift really strongly and it's super smooth. I briefly swatched one of these shades when I first got them, but I haven't actually like properly swatched them yet, and this is like basically the first time that I'm touching Looxi shadows, but they feel really, really smooth. The next shade is the shade Dreamy, and this looks to be just like a mid-toned, pinky toned brown. This feels pretty smooth as well. That's really, really beautiful. It's definitely more pink than brown now that it's like swatched. Actually, those 2 shades look really pretty together. Again, really smooth, pigmented. Looks pretty fucking nice. The next shade I picked up is the shade Tiger. So this shade is a light, like mustard yellow. It's almost like a mix between a yellow and an orange. That's it there. I'm not doing the best at these live arm swatches, but you know, you learn. You learn as you go. Again, really, really smooth, really beautiful. I'm really impressed by these so far, actually. Okay. This next shade that I have is the shade Limelight, and this is, I believe, it looks like minty green in the pan, and it actually looks like it has a pink shift to it. Wow, I actually wasn't expecting that. So it's a light like mint green with a pink shift. That's super unique. I wasn't expecting that at all. And you can especially see the pink here. I don't know if you can see that when it's like the edges are blended out. Wow. That's so unique. The next shade I picked up is the shade Babygirl, And this looks like a pretty typical pink with a gold. How am I swatching these? Oh my actual god. I'm driving myself insane. So this shade is basically like a light pink with a gold shift. Again, it's a pretty like generic shade, but it's really beautiful. That's a gigantic swatch, but it's the bottom one. You can see it's just a really beautiful pink shade. Then I got the shade Squash, which is basically a more muted and a little bit deeper in tone to the Tiger shade, although they are pretty fucking similar, and you definitely do not need both of them. It's this shade right here. It's like just the tiniest hair darker than Tiger. And then I have the shade Tesla, which I saw a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people talk about this shade as being one of their favorites. And this is basically a light pink with a light blue shift. Absolutely love pink shades. They're one of my favorite shades to wear ever. And this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful pink. Okay. I turned my brightness down because I felt like you weren't really seeing the shades like true to color. So hopefully this is a bit better. It looks a bit better. Then I have the shade Sultry, which is another matte shade. And this looks to be, again, a deeper version, but similar in tone to the Dreamy shade that I swatched. All of these mattes are so buttery and so smooth. It's absolutely insane. It's again a bad swatch, but we can't expect anything more from me at this point. That's beautiful. And then I have the shade Cookie Dough, and this looks a lot more glittery when compared to the other shades that I have, but it feels really smooth. It doesn't feel, it's a little bit more flaky, but it doesn't feel like glittery at all. It's still really soft. This is probably the softest one so far. Hey, there we go. And that is, oh, the shift on that is so intense. It's definitely a lot more glittery. It seems like you would need like for sure like a glitter glue, or you need to use it wet or with your finger or something, because it is a little flaky, but the shift, it's so beautiful. It's like a light pink to light blue shift, and it's so strong. Okay, so that's the first row in this palette. I'm going to probably insert swatches of all the ones that I've swatched so far, like up close, so you can actually see the colors and not this situation that's on my arm, but I'll roll those now and then we'll get into the second row of shadows. Okay, so on to the next row of shadows that I have. This is the shade Sunset Drive. This looks like just a pretty bronzy shade, basically. I don't know why I breathed out so aggressively. Yeah, it's like a bronzy shade, slightly on the pinker side with like an orange, not shift, but like orangey undertones basically. And that's, if you like warmer toned neutrals, this is a really pretty one. And other than the one cookie dough shade that I swatched, all of these feel like pretty consistent in terms of like how they swatch anyway and their formula and stuff. They all feel like really, really smooth, well pigmented, like everything is A++ based on like first swatching impressions. Like I said, I haven't used these on my eyes or anything yet, but they seem Very promising. Then I have the shade Lady Luck, and this looks like a greeny toned gold. Oh, beautiful. It's like a greeny toned gold with like a red bronzy base to it. So, yes. I love shades like these. It has like a really warm base, but a bright like greeny gold shift. Then I have the shade Charmed, and this is looks like a purple with a blue shift. Yeah, kind of. It's almost like a it's like a bluey toned purple with a pink base. So you can actually see the pink shift pretty strongly. Maybe not on camera. I actually have no idea how these are looking. But then I got another matte shade. This is the shade Habanero, and it's like, I guess I'll show it to you. It's a pumpkin red. It's a pumpkin orange. It's a very like true mid-toned orange. Maybe has like a hint of red, but it's almost like a little bit of a dusky orange. That's beautiful. I love that. And do you see how smooth these mattes are going on? Like their swatch, so beautiful. Super, super comparable to high-end shadows. I don't have a ton of single shadows. I'm really like, that's something that I'm obviously interested in, is building my single shadow collection, and I love this. These are not disappointing me whatsoever. Then I have the shade Walk of Shame, and this looks like a whitish base with a pink shift to it, but let's get to swatching it. Yeah, so this is like, I find that these shades come up often but are often not done well, but this looks to be, from swatching, a good version. So yeah, it's like a white base with a strong pink shift, and this looks like it has also a little chunks of glitter, not super large or anything, but it looks like it has small glitter particles, as opposed to the other shades, which are pretty much just like straight up metallics. Then we have the shade Siren of the Sea, and this is like the one that I have been most excited for, and the one that looks like most beautiful to me. It's a bright green with like gold glitters in it. Oh, that feels so smooth. Oh, I love like greeny golds, or greens with gold in them. That's stunning. That's so beautiful. I don't know what it is about this shade that just like is so beautiful to me. That's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, it's like a mid-toned green, like emerald green, but it has gold shimmers in it, so it almost has like a goldy hue to it. If you like greeny gold shades, this is a good one. This is a really good one. That's absolutely gorgeous. The next shade I have is the shade Slither, and this looks like a bronze with a greeny gold shift. But let's see. This feels so smooth. That's beautiful. Yeah. So it has like a bronzy, reddy kind of base to it, and then it has like a greeny gold shift, and there's also like hints of, there's also like, how do you even describe that? There's also like hints of pink in there. When you see the shift, it's like you can see like sparkles of pink, but not sparkles. It's not like a shift of pink, but they're not like sparkles of pink. But you can see pink throughout it. It's really, this is like a really, really unique shade. When you look at it in the pan, you think, okay, like this is what the shade is gonna be. But when you swatch it, it's an entirely different story. That is stunning. Next, I have the shade Boujee, and this, let's just swatch this, honestly. Ugh. Again, you might look at this and think it's basic, and it might be a little basic, but it's also really beautiful. So this is also like a similar shadow to the very first one I swatched, and then it has like a warm, like it has a warm red base to it with a bluey green shift, but it's a lot lighter, and the shift, the bluey green shift is like almost a minty shift, like a light blue minty shift. And then the last shade in this row is the shade Nirvana. And again, this looks like it has a similar vibe of having like a reddish base, but with a green. Yeah. So this is like, has a really like deep red. This Boujee shade almost looks like it has a light orange base to it, whereas this is like a deep like plum with a deep teal shift. I know that these shades are, you often see them done and they're not like the most, wow, I've never seen that shade, like unique shade, but I just think they're so beautiful. And this is just such a beautiful like deep jewel tone shade. It's absolutely stunning. Do you need this shade and the first shade I swatched? Absolutely not. They are very, very similar to each other. Honestly, let me just swatch that. Yeah. So this is the very first shade I swatched. I'll just swatch it right next to it. So you can see this is maybe a little bit more blue and this is a little bit more green, but they both have a deep red plum type base with a blue or green deeper like jewel tone shift. Both are absolutely beautiful. Definitely don't need both of them. It's excessive. However, I am excessive. So that's the second row of shadows that I talked about, and then I'll go into the last row, which is like a half row. It's not totally full, so roll the swatches, I guess. So this shade is the shade Heartthrob, and this looks like a beautiful deep berry shade. This looks incredible. Oh, you guys, I cannot handle it. Look at that. That is beautiful. Really evenly pigmented, really smooth, easy to blend. That is a stunning color. That's such a beautiful berry tone. Oh my god. The next shade I have is the shade Duper Star. And this is another like deep, this is another purple to blue shifting shade, but a little bit deeper than the other like purpley blue shade that I swatched. This reminds me a lot of the like iridescent glittery shade from the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, like the purpley blue one. However, this doesn't really have like glitter in it. It's a pretty like smooth metallic, but that's beautiful. And then This is the shade Hustle. So this is like a purple base with like light purple bluey glitter. But this is like a lot more plum. Yeah, so this is a lot more plum, almost like a plummy red with like purpley blue glitter. So it's not like necessarily glittery, but it's not like a smooth metallic, you know? It has like fine particles of glitter, but it's not like a pressed glitter or anything. It's just like a... That is beautiful. That's so nice. So the second to last shadow that I have is the shade Space Case. And this is like an orange with a gold shift. Like a peachy... Yeah, it's like a peachy orange with a gold shift. Again, nothing like revolutionary, but just so beautiful. Sometimes you don't need to have a revolutionary makeup product. They're fun, you know, they keep things exciting, but you don't, sometimes it's okay to just like a peachy shadow with a gold shift, you know what I mean? I don't like literally what the fuck am I talking about? Whew. And then last but not least, I have a matte shade, and this is the shade Mesa or Mesa. And this is actually like a true pumpkin shade. It's like a mid-toned, just pumpkin orange shade, whereas the other Habanero shade was a little bit dustier. That's stunning. I love just like true oranges. That's so beautiful, and it looks really good with that space next to that Space Case shade. Sorry about the lighting. I know it's been going in and out. It's been like snowing and then sunny and then clouds are coming and going, and you know, we just gotta work with what we got because my window's open. I'm using natural light. Anyway, you get it. But yeah, this concludes my swatching haul of my new Looxi shadows, and I'm honestly like so happy. This was a totally unnecessary purchase for me, but you know, it's kind of exactly what I like wanted and needed. It's just made me really brighten my day. I was not having the best day, and now I'm just like swatched eyeshadows, and I'm happy, and they're just so beautiful. I'm so impressed by the quality. I mean, I expected them to be good because I had heard a lot of people that I love and trust here on YouTube talk about them and say that they're good quality, but they're really beautiful. The metallics are really smooth, creamy, but they're not overly thick, where I feel like sometimes you kind of get into the territory of shadows like emphasizing too much texture or looking a bit chunky on your lids, but they're like really still bright and fun. You know, some of these shades are really like are on the more unique side, but others are just like really beautiful shadows that I'm just happy now to have in my collection. My camera keeps like cutting me off, and it's really starting to piss me off, so I'm going to try to conclude this video quickly. But as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. I think the mattes have impressed me the most. They're really pigmented, they go on really nicely, they're not patchy, they seem to blend absolutely beautifully, they're really smooth. I'm so impressed by these. Yeah, I'm just like really happy, and I think for $3 an eyeshadow, at least that's what I bought them for, but even $5 an eyeshadow, I think they're really beautiful. And as I was saying, I'm looking to build up my single eyeshadow collection. And if I was going to shop, I wanted to try to put my money towards indie brands, smaller brands. So if there's any indie brand that you really, really love and think I like really gotta try out, let me know. So if I get another dying impulse to buy more eyeshadow or make, I can put my money towards those brands. Yeah, and that really concludes this video. Let me know if there's anything that anyone really wants to see. I was thinking of doing a get ready with me if anyone would be interested in that. I don't really know what to say anymore, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Bye!